Peace, family. You are now tuned in to G Consciousness Live. And as y'all can see, y'all know what we got going on over here. We got the boy Nasi, Mitsvah in the house. Y'all know what it is. Who is Esau? As y'all probably seen or probably heard about it, what took place over there with Sicarii, 17, them brothers over there, 17, 15, I believe. So we're going to deal with them brothers' information. I'm going to allow this brother to go in, and what really took place at this debate, because I seen it, and I seen what happened. And Sicarii and them, they over there basically hyping themselves up, they ain't dealing with the scholarship. I seen this brother come with the information. I seen this brother come into the biblical text and cause massacre, slaughter over there. So we got the brother here today, and we definitely finna get some information. I got my pad and my pen out. Without further ado, what's going on, brother Nasi, Mitsvah?
Yo, peace and blessings, brother.
So listen, brother, let me ask you a couple of questions, man. First off, I don't really know too much about you, so I'm definitely gonna ask you some questions, real quick, for us. How did you first come into the knowledge of this biblical text, brother?
You said the knowledge of the biblical text. You want to know how
Yes.
did I gain it, or
yes.
Just after a period of time when I first came into the truth, I started off with the camp doctrine. You know what I'm saying? I came through the camp doctrine, and after I started to do more, thorough research with the scriptures, I actually started to study to show myself approved. I started to realize, I had to humble myself down to realize that I was basically teaching false information when I was with the camps. So it pushed me to do thorough and moral research concerning the scriptures. As you see amongst the Hebrew community today, you see a lot of people that's new to the truth, and they come into these camps. A lot of them are not learned or well studied in the word. So, but instead they just they follow men basically off of YouTube. They become YouTube scholars. They become parrots, basically reciting the things that they are told or taught without actually going to do the concrete, research for themselves. And I was once there before. And after I realized the lies that was being taught, that's when I started to do thorough research, and I came across thus saith the Bible, not man's logic, not followers of man, not camp doctrine. Thus saith the Bible.
All right, cool. So I want to commend you. You did an excellent job, first off, on the discussion that you had with them brothers over there. I felt that you was ahead of the game, early on. A lot of things that you asked them, they didn't answer. One of the things that I want to let you do today is that expound on Genesis 25 and 25. Expound on the things that's dealing with Esau. Who is Esau? I want to really know what the deal is with that. Is Esau the white man? Those things. And, you did an excellent job bringing out that over there at Sicarii. So I want people to know the information that you got, brother. I've watched Camelo. I don't know if you know Camelo.
Most def.
I've watched him bring the information on Debate Talk for You just as well with Sal Showtime. Shout out to Sal Showtime on Debate Talk for You, Blog Talk Radio. And I mean, brother, you came with the information. So brother, let us know who is Esau. What information do you got? Is there historical content the saying is? Go ahead, brother.
Well, first, I want to say this. Let's make this clear. Um, According to camp doctrine or One West, let's put it in that format. According to One West, they all teach that Esau, Edom are the Greeks. This information comes from resources outside of the Bible and up with the Bible. So I just want to make that clear so people have an understanding what these brothers are out here teaching the people. Teaching that Edom or Esau are the Greeks, then you are calling the Bible a lie, and you are teaching against the Bible, and you are choosing outside resources over the word of Yah. Just to make that clear. So now, as we go into Genesis 20, like I was showing on the show, Genesis 25, and after that, his brother came out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. The first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. According to this, what I was trying to touch bases on was red. This is a point that these brothers hate to touch topic on. Meaning the Hebrew definition of red, as I explained on the video, red just means ruddy. So the point I was trying to make was Adam was red as well, ruddy. Edom, King David was red, ruddy. King Solomon was red, ruddy. So all of these prophets, these people, they were called red. According to the Hebrew, these are the same exact definitions of the word red, ruddy. So what I was trying to say, according to their logic, that would mean all of these prophets are white people, according to their logic, because Esau came out red. So according to their logic, I was showing that King David, King Solomon, Adam, they're all white as well, according to their logic. So then I provided a precept in the book of Numbers, chapter 19 and 2, showing a red heifer. You know, and if anybody look up a red heifer, and that word for red heifer is the same Esau. So when you look up you clearly see, I mean, when you look up heifer, a red heifer, it's clearly a brown reddish a brown reddish cow. This is facts. When anybody look it up, it's a brown reddish cow, showing you that all it's referring to, Adam was made from the dust of the earth. But his skin showed forth the blood. It was red. We got that reddish tone within our skin. This is facts. So then the dude he tried to run to a scripture talking about a garment. He tried to run to a scripture talking about a garment, running off a topic, trying to relate that to Esau and me breaking being red and my definition according to the Hebrew. But I guess according to them, the Hebrew really doesn't matter. So he's like, well, since you're going to use the word red for that's all throughout the Bible, are you saying that these are the same meanings? I didn't say that. You said that. I'm showing you according to Esau, him being red means ready, and according to that logic, that prophet that even Adam, white, according to that logic. So that's my take on Barashi chapter 25, verse 25. Esau was a black man.
Right, period. Right.
He was a black man.
Right, definitely. Because as you stated before, like if you notice, and I'm gonna pull up my screen so you can look at it so the audience can see it, you know, because I see what you're saying as far as in regards of the ruddy. You see my screen?
Absolutely. Yep.
Right. I clicked on Esau, and so
Admoni.
it gives you Admoni, and that is
Right.
132. So basically, what you're
Right.
saying, as we see it, is used ruddy 2 times, red 1. But what you're stating is this same ruddy is also used for David, and who else you said? I'm sorry.
David, King Solomon, and also the red heifer.
Right, definitely, you're definitely right, because as we go down, and so you guys can look at this and notice, when you look at and you go down, this brother, he definitely know what he's talking about, because let's look at down here. It says Jacob and Esau. Let's see, where is it at? He gave lentils. Where is it at? Jump up a little bit more. Red pottage right here. There's another red right here. Adom, and that's 122. So we see a dome here. So he says, I pray thee with the same red pottage. And that word is Adom 122. And then also when you go down and you deal with Edom's name, and this is what he's saying right here. This is Edom. So we see that there are 3 usages within this text. There's 132, because we know Edom's name means red just as well. There's 132. Mm-hmm. There's also 122 and 123. And we ain't even got off until 121 and 119 yet, which goes back to Adam, 119. So the brother is definitely on the money with it. And you said, when you where is this? Do you have the scripture for the red cow, I believe?
Yes, it's Numbers chapter 19, verse 2. And also I want to tell you before we go to that.
Go ahead, go ahead. Let me mute my mic.
He also stated showing Esau coming out hairy. And I provided a precept showing according to Isaac and Jacob's situation. But also, if you look in the concordance referring to Esau means hairy.
Right, definitely means hairy. So let's look at that and read that again, because the brother, it says, and the first came out red, and that's 132, all over like and hairy garment. So Esau means hairy, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So as you can see, I don't find no fault in what this brother is saying. I mean, it's clear that Esau means hairy, and we click on that.
Esau.
Matter of fact, let me screen share that for you guys so you guys can see that, because this brother doing the homework, he ain't lying on it. I'm just going to the stuff that he already did the homework on. It's right here. And this is the thing that these brothers, and they I mean, do they understand, brother Nasi, that this was a Hebrew text before it was an English one?
They claim to speak Hebrew, which is a Hebrew I never heard of. Seemed like a Lashawan Kodesh to me. You can't find it nowhere else in history, but it don't line up.
Wow. All right, so as y'all can see my screen, you see my screen, brother?
Absolutely.
Esau.
And as the brother stated, it's right here. In the original sense of handling, rough, sensible, felt, Esau, a son of Isaac, including the posterity of Esau. And so you can see that it means that, his name is basically dealing with something hairy. It's from the root of it is, as you can see, goes back to 61:13. But they called him Esau because he was hairy. And they called him Edom down below because he was red. And that Edom down there is 123. And the other one is
and here go my I'm gonna just show my concordance real quick.
Okay, let me get up
Put it
out
up to the camera.
You want a screen share? Oh, you got your concordance right there. Let me get out of here. Go ahead, brother. Show them what you got.
Just showing it, Esau. And also, if you look at the bottom, that is the progenitor of the Arab people. So, you know, if the concordance is lying, then they should throw the whole away. And these are scholars. So, who is Esau? Right there, an Arab progenitor of Arab people. That's facts. Thus saith the Bible, and it even lines up with the concordance.
Right. Now, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, is there anything that they stated, you know, that you wanted to address that you didn't get to address at that time? Because I believe, you know, that you wanted to address some things. I seen your post. I think it was yesterday that, you know, they slipped something by. Did you want to address one of the things that they slipped by?
Yeah. The or monkey brew or whatever. Amos. So, and he was this one. So I'm kind of a little upset that I didn't catch it, but you know, I'm really upset that how he lied to the audience. You know what I'm saying? And once again, when you on another brother's plantation or foundation, when you on another brother's foundation doing the thing, you know, and your little One West groupies and people behind you, you know, stuff, you know, they gonna rock with whatever he say. They're not gonna actually go into detail and do the research. So I'm gonna go to Amos. I'm gonna basically break down what he went to, and I'm gonna give you precepts to show you the time that, you know, that this stuff took place. Because after the debate, I sat back and I watched the debate a few times, and I studied them. You know, I studied them. I see what they were doing. And when they went into the scriptures, I clearly see they don't have no scholarship of the scriptures. The precepts is horrible precepts, terrible. So and I see why they stay out of the scriptures a lot of the times, because they really don't have the understanding of them. And I'm gonna show you. So Amos asked me this question. He was like, when did the Hamites sell us to the Edomites? Do you know this time? And I said, no, not sure. I don't know that time. And giving them an honest answer. And you always have to keep in mind that they believe Edom are the Greeks. You always got to keep this in mind. And this goes against scripture. This is like witchcraft with this brother have played, and I'm gonna show it to you. So Amos 1:9, he said basically this right here is the same thing of Joel 3, 4, and 6, which the precept he gave me, right? So I'm gonna go to Amos chapter 1, and I'm gonna start at verse 9. And it says, thus saith Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Tyrus, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they delivered up the whole captivity to Edom and remembered not the brotherly covenant. So right here, they're thinking that this is the Grecians here. So he's like, see, now give me Joel 3, 4, and 6. So he ran from there, basically trying to show in this scripture, the white man, the Hamites selling the children of Israel to the white man, which they claim to be Edom. So then he gave the precept over here in Joel chapter 4, going down to 6. Yea, what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. So then he's right. Oh, then he states this. He says, now see, over in Amos 1:9, the Hamites were selling us to the white man over there. They called them Edom over there. And he was like, now over in Joel chapter 3, verse 4-6, you got the Hamites selling us to the white man over here, but they're calling them the Grecians. So this is the trickery that he played. You see what I'm saying? And those that are not really founded in the scriptures, you know, they can easily slip through the hole. So that's why I had to go back and research this stuff. So I'm gonna show you exactly what took place. So now Amos chapter 1:9, it says, thus saith Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Tyrus, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they delivered up the whole captivity to Edom and remembered not the brotherly covenant. But I will send a fire on the wall of Tyrus, which shall devour the palaces thereof. Then it says, thus saith Yahuwah, for 3 and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Continue. I will send a fire upon T-Man, location, which shall devour the palaces of Bozrah, location. So now we have locations here, and this is actually a captivity that what you have the Hamite selling us over to Arabs within this scripture. Now that we see this, now and over in Joel chapter 3 verse 4-6, we have the Hamites selling us over to the Greeks, which is Javan. See, now that's the trickery that he played. And once we continue, I'm gonna show you who the Grecians are according to the book. So after he made his statement, he ran into he ran into Pedia of Judaica and started reading some folly about Edom being Rome. See, and he did that because he can't show concrete evidence and proof according to scriptures. And that's why I asked him if Esau geographical location and the locations that's mentioned in the Bible have all of a sudden come over here to America, you would have to show me resources according to 1 to 2 or 3 witnesses that Edom leaving the nation coming all the way to Rome. And he couldn't show that. And this is why I say, you know, when people watch the video, they will realize that he could never show that. He ran the whole time from the point that I was trying to make, because the logic that they're running with, that Edom is the Grecians, is clearly going against the word of Yah, and it's clearly a lie. So now back to Amos 1:9 to continue to break it down. So now remember, it says, so now we have Hamite, we have Tyrus, which is like a sort of like they traded us over to, you know, selling us, which is Arabs as well. Hamite that was Arabs, but they sold us over to Edom as well, which are Arabs. With Joel 3:6 is a completely different period of time. And as we continue to read, we're going to see what time period this is talking about. That's why he says, but I will send a fire on the wall of Tyrus, which shall devour the palaces thereof. So now we see this is referring to the time period when the destruction took place. This is destruction took place of Esau and the land and temple and stuff that was burnt down by John in the, I forgot his whole name, but in John, the book of Maccabees, he burnt down that temple. So the precept to this is Malachi. Through precept, we get understanding. All right. So let's go to Malachi chapter 1. Verse 1, it says, the burden of the word of Yahuwah to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith Yahuwah, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? That saith Yahuwah, yet I love Jacob, and I hated, laid his mountains and his heritages of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are, and see that? We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus, see, so right here, we clearly see here, back in Amos 1 and 9, the temple was destroyed. Edom and stuff, that area, it was destroyed. All right, the places, it was destroyed. We clearly see that in Amos. That one, because Amos is talking was the destruction of Edom, right? So right here we see it. Even this is a precept showing you a witness that the city was already destroyed. Right here. Now let's see. Let's continue. He says, "Thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, they shall build," which they did. This is why. Which see, he says, "They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahuwah have indignation forever." So we clearly see here, over in Amos, now here Edom talking about we're going to build, which they have already built. So now we're going to get a precept. Let's go to Ezekiel, because this is basically now. That's why the Father said he's going to throw down. When is he going to throw this land down? He's going to throw it down on a future prophecy, that's where we're going to go. Basically, the judgment of Seir. And we're going to start at Ezekiel 35 and verse 7. It says, "Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returned. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men. In thy hills and in thy valleys and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword." So see, we clearly see right here, this is referring to future prophecy when the Mashiach's going to come, just like Yahushua, just like the Father said over in Malachi. He says they shall build, but I'm going to throw them down. And this right here is talking about future prophecy. So that's that Amos 1 and 9 that he took and butchered to try to make it seem Edom are the Greeks is completely against scripture. And he tried to claim that Joel and Amos and 1 are the same slave trade, which is completely a lie. Because over in Amos and 1, Amos, see, we had a Hamite, Hamite Arabs selling us over to the Arabs, which is Esau. And then, which is a completely different period from Joel chapter 3, verse 6. So, and when we see it, Joel chapter 3, verse 6, we clearly see a completely different slave period time.
Oh man, brother Nasi over here spitting that fire, and I see him lining it up. He's showing y'all when the desolation took place, when they built. He's giving y'all in the time of what's going on with Tyrus. So he's giving y'all the order of things and breaking those things down. I mean, there's nothing else to say. It's clear. Hey, brother, I even put the scriptures up on the screen while you was talking so they can actually see it. So it's clear, brother. Continue on, brother.
Yeah, because I want to that Amos real quick. You see how slick they are. So I'm going to go back to Amos again, the same scripture they pulled. And I'm going to start at verse 12. Amos chapter 1, verse 12. It says, "But I will send a fire upon Tema." And that's, once again, this was the destruction of Edom. And we clearly see the fire is being, the land being torn down. Then they built it back up. Then it says, "I will send a fire upon Tema, which shall devour the palaces of Bozrah." The whole conversation was about where is, who is Esau? So we got to pay attention to these locations. This ain't no metaphorically talking about no America. You can't prove that. We see T-Man and D-Dan. So now we're going to go get another precept to show you these people over in this land. Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 13. So he says, "Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah thy Elohim, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword." So once again, like I was trying to explain to these people, if you're making any of these statements about Esau being the Grecians, you can't run away from the locations, brother. And this is the whole point making. So they're saying that the father made a mistake because this is metaphorical speaking. And it's talking, then he ran over to the scripture in Zechariah, I think, or Zephaniah, it's one of the two, and he showed the people being called by after the land. So he's like, see, right here, the people are called by the land. So what makes you think it's not the same thing for Esau? You see what I'm saying? So he tried to run there and try to run with that. But it's like, there you go. Like I told him, no matter where you go, you're gonna get cut. Your scriptures don't line up with the Bible. Any resource, all your outside resources don't line up with the Bible, and that's facts. So once again, according to the locations, who was in that land today? He wouldn't answer the question. So if you have we can see get it. Let's look up Ezekiel 25:13. Locations is important. You know, you can't sit up there and say this stuff is talking metaphorically and it's talking about the places have been is calling people by the land and etc. You can't say that. It doesn't line up with scriptures. You got that, T-Man?
You said Ezekiel what again?
Chapter 25, verse 13.
All right. Hold on, let me grab that real quick. Hold on.
Straight up. If you're gonna say that this is metaphorically talking, this is about the locations, and you say the Greeks are Esau, then you would have to show me in the scriptures Esau coming all the way over to Rome. You can't do that. You can't show that in the book. Nowhere. It's
You
not
see it
there.
on your screen? You see it on your screen?
Most def.
All right, cool. So this is Ezekiel 25:13. And what you want me to look up on here?
The location T-Man.
Okay, T-Man.
T-Man and they of D-Dan shall fall by the sword. So those are two locations, T-Man and D-Dan. But I even also showed.
I got it
go
right.
into the concordance on that.
Right. As you can see,
Iman,
as the brother said, it's 8487. And when you look down, it says the same as 8486. T-Man, the name of two Edomites and of the region and descendant of one of them, South Teman. And
so when we look up T-Man, we clearly see that this is Arabia. You know, this is facts. This is clearly Arabia.
Right. And then also just to bring out with that too, when you deal with some of the things that was found that Qumran, we're dealing with the Qumran Jews, you find out that when you read about Nabonidus, he also went to T-Man, and T-Man is Arabia. So this brother is definitely correct.
Appreciate that, brother. All praises for the truth.
Yeah, so we got and then
so,
we got,
you know, like,
go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to touch on, that Amos 1:9 scripture that he butchered. You know, that's basic on that. I just want to precept that boy up, line it up, and show you what it was actually referring to. And it wasn't talking about the Hamites to no Greeks over in Amos 1. Completely lies. Hamites selling us to Arabs. Completely different time.
Now, if you don't mind, I would like for you to talk about when we look at the sons of Abraham and also who did Esau marry? You know, who did he marry? The sons of Abraham, and show, you know, where was the geographical location of these individuals when it concerns Abraham's sons and also Isaac, Abraham's wife Keturah, just as well, and then going over till you get to Esau and Jacob. Go ahead, brother.
So you want me to show you like who
Yeah, because I heard you speak on Esau's sons. I'm sorry, Esau, who he married. I'm sorry, who Esau married, and then also,
right?
yeah. What was your take on that? Because I heard you speak on it. Could you expound to the people on that?
Oh yeah, most def. Genesis is a scripture that I pulled yesterday. Just showing you basically who Esau went into. Now, once again, while I'm reading this, I want sisters to state as the camps do. I want you to have the same mind state as Sicarii, the same mindset. Remember, they believe that Esau is the white man. So now we on this time in Genesis 28 verse 9, we clearly know that these are dark nations, even in Genesis that I'm gonna provide. So Barashit chapter 28 verse 9. As a matter of fact, let's start at verse 7. It says, and that Yaquab obeyed his father and his mother and was gone to Pedaraim, and Esau, seeing that the daughters of Canaan pleased not Isaac his father, then went Esau unto Ishmael, and took unto the wives which he had Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nebajah, to be his wife. So we clearly see here Esau going into Ishmael in this scripture, and he's also amongst the Canaanites and stuff. All right, now let's go to Barashit chapter 36 verse 1. So Genesis chapter 36 verse 1, which is the generations of Esau. Now these are the generations of Esau. Who is Edom? Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan, a black nation. Adah, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, a black nation. And Aholibamah, the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zibeon the Hittite, black nations. And Bushma, Ishmael's daughter, Nebajah, that we just read over there in Genesis 28. We just read that same thing. And once you continue to read this, you clearly see these are black people. So my question, referring to that logic that according to them, Esau being the white man, how in the hell could he mix and mingle himself with all of these dark nations and continue to withhold his characteristics, his white characteristics? It doesn't make sense. It don't add up. So this is what I was showing. So now, you want me to go geographical locations, right?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
You there, Aki?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So you want me to touch on geographical locations?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Okay, most definitely. All right, so let's go to Isaiah. As a matter of fact, we can start at Jeremiah.
All right. Jeremiah.
All right, so Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 7. It says, concerning Edom, thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? In the council perished the prudent, is their wisdom vanished? So now we clearly see here location. Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants, for I will bring Esau upon him the time that I will visit him. So we clearly see locations and people. We clearly see this, but it still does not change the geographical locations metaphorically. You feel what I'm saying? So now we have two locations here, which is T-Man D showed in Ezekiel 25:13 T-Man and D-Dan, and we also showed in Amos chapter 1 verse 9 all the way through 12 T-Man there being destroyed over there. And we clearly showed you in a strong concordance, T-Man, D-Dan, this stuff is clearly Saudi Arabia. When you look up the map, anything, you clearly see Saudi Arabia. So this is just one location. And even in Obadiah chapter 1, you even have T-Man and D-Dan there as well, clearly showing you Esau has always been in these locations.
Right. I think I got some of it pulled up.
Always been the Middle East.
I think I got some of it pulled up on my screen here, actually. Can you see my screen?
Most def.
Yeah, so you got Edom up here, and then so the brother is definitely on point what he's talking about, and so they will have to provide when did this location actually change, you know?
Absolutely.
And I don't think that they have provided information. All right, so cool.
So
now concerning, you know, the other brothers in regards to Ishmael, because I think that they was speaking on, well, who is Ishmael then? Who is Ishmael? I'm pretty sure that, you know, Psalms 83 plays a role, as well as Genesis. What's your take on Genesis, on who is Ishmael, is and where are they relative today, and also who is what is Psalms 83 talking about? Go ahead, brother.
All right, well, Ishmael, the ancient Israel, always dark-skinned people, period. And when you do research according to this stuff, you see they got pushed way in the back. Like they won't even put the real Ishmaelites on screen or on TV or anything. They're going to show you these lighter skinned Turks. So, you know, that's what I was asked, you know, within the interview. I mean, the debate the other day was, who are these lighter skinned people that's over there? I didn't give an answer within the time because I wasn't fully thorough researched on that. But back and I've done research concerning to the historical record showing the Ottoman Turks ran over there and started mixing with them people over there. And that's how you got the lighter skinned one. And when you look at that's how you got the lighter skinned ones. So that's the information concerning Ishmael and how they got lighter skin. Just look up the Ottoman Turk Empire and you will clearly see the Turkish people. All right. So now when we deal with you said Psalms 83, basically.
Yes.
For those that are making a confederacy against us. Okay, so Psalms 83, it says, for lo, verse 2, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. And then it goes into naming, you know, the 10 nation. It said the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab. Now, and when I stated when I stated in the debate that these are all Arab nations, they are, because you had Hamites that converted into Islam. So it says the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Jebel and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. So that right there is basically named off all 10 of the nations that's making a confederate against us. Now remember, stated that a white man is mentioned here, which are the Greeks, which I know according to scripture is Japheth. They stated that they're mentioned here, and they're not. And the reason why they think the white man is mentioned here, because they believe Edom is the white man, which they are not. It's clearly proven all through scriptures, clear as day. But all of those outside books and those other resources that they run into, it's clearly don't line up with the book. And that's where the confusion is coming from with these brothers. So
Right, right,
this is all Arab nations. I mean, all Arab people.
right.
That's
Because
it's referring to here.
right, because when I see it, that's what I see, that these are all Arab speaking, or well, Arab people, like you said. Now, I heard him briefly go into the thing in regards to the he knows that where does Arab come from? What can we find that it is that in the Hebrew, or where do we find a mixed people? Because I think he went into some of that in regards to a mingled or the mixed multitude. Can you bring out that a little bit? I think he said, I know that what Arab means mixed or something he said. Can you bring that out?
Basically about them mixing.
Yes. About what is the usage there? Because I know that he spoke on that. The deacon did. He spoke on the word Arab there as being, I believe, is it mixed or something?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So as I put on the screen to where they can see, on the screen, as far as what you in regards to, hold on, let me go back here. What you brought out concerning these nations that we see in Psalms 83. And so you guys can know that, these are the Confederate, people who confederate against Israel, which he stated was the tabernacles of Edom. And I believe he expounded on that well. And then also the Ishmaelites. And then, as you look on the side here, and you look, I got on the side here his notes that come with it, expressing, who Edom is. And you got your Ishmaelites, you got Moab. These are the children of Abraham. And also you see Lot, who had portioned the land too. Then as you can see, you have your Hagarenes, as the brother stated, the different scriptures. Then you have Gabal, so these you can go into the scriptures and you can look into these things. You have Ammon, Amalek, the Philistines, and the brother even also mentioned Tyre in his precept that he had earlier, or Tyrus or Tyre earlier, that he had in Ezekiel and also in Amos. So, I mean, I think the brother did an excellent job. Then you have also Ashur, you know what I'm saying? And y'all know who Ashur is, going up into Syria, and then also the children of Lot. So I think that, this brother did an excellent job. He executed his information. He went into historical content. Overall, I think that this brother took the W, that he got the win. They had two brothers that were sitting there. They had the brother, the deacon Hakar that was sitting there. And then they also had the gorilla Hebrew. And this brother was right there with this script, and he was bringing it out as well as the historical content. Brother, is there any other thing that you want to mention and also deal with just as well? There was, you feel there was, need to be expressed?
Just basically, all them nations right there, that them 10 in Psalms 83, it clearly shows like all those nations mix and mingle with each other, all of them. And that's what Arab, Arab, and I'm gonna show you in my concordance exactly what mix means. It means Arab, and then I'm gonna take you to the precept in chapter 25.
So there you have it. It's right there. The brother got it. To mix, to join together.
To mix, join together. So
co-mingle.
So now I'm gonna show the precept in Jeremiah 25, how they all mingled in the desert. They're all mingled together in the desert, according to Yah's word. Jeremiah chapter 25 and verse 21. Edom and Moab and the children of Ammon. See, and remember, like a lot of these brothers, they teach that The Moab is the Chinese. They teach all of this folly, bro. But it says Edom and Moab and the children of Ammon and all the kings of Tyrus and all the kings of Zidon, all the kings of the isles which are beyond the sea, Dedan and Tamah and Buz and all that are in the utmost of corners, and all the kings of Arabia and all the kings of Arabia and all the kings of the mingled people that dwell in the desert.
Man,
that's why he said mingled, because they mixed.
man. That just cut right there. That was the cut. Like, his brother that was the cut. Like, he's showing you. And then look, if you even look what I got over here to the side in my study notes, you know, and this is dates and this is word search 10. Tema, the country of Eliphaz, you know, is, you know, going down Zimri, the country of Zimri, you know, Abraham, perhaps located between Arabia and Persia.
Look at that.
Yeah, we ain't even
Arabia.
we ain't even gotten to dealing with Keturah, and her kids was dealing with Midian because Midian or Medan, what is it, Medan? Because that child was dealing with look at it. It says that she bare him Zimran and Jokshan and Medan and Midian and Ishbak and Shua and when you look at Midian, those are the children of ain't those Jethro's people? Ain't that who Jethro come from? Jethro was related to Keturah, I believe, wasn't he, brother?
You said who?
Jethro. Wasn't Jethro?
Absolutely. Yep.
Right. So what did Jethro? Jethro dwelt in Arabia, didn't he?
Absolutely.
Right. So I mean, this brother is clear. You know, this brother came with the information. Man, I mean,
so now I want to touch on basically to show who these Greeks are according to the scriptures. According to Yah's word, we need to show who these Greeks are. And now, according to their logic, they say Japheth was black, but they can't show this nowhere in the scriptures. If they try to run with that logic about Noah was black, so he had Japheth and all three of his sons have to be black. They can't show that nowhere in the scriptures. So I can use that logic on them. So Jacob was black. Who's the father of Jacob? Isaac, right?
Right.
Then you have Esau, right?
Definitely.
To show their logic. You know, it's like Genesis chapter 25. Genesis chapter 25, verse says the first came out red all over like a hairy garment and called his name Esau, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. So we clearly see Esau's father was a black man. So why Esau ain't black? Even though I know he is, but according to their logic, I can still use that logic. So if it don't show in the scriptures, Japheth being black, quit trying to add and twist and then go outside resources to a picture to try to say, see, this is the original Japhites. Absolutely not. So now let's go to Genesis 10. Because they also teach you are they teach you are the seed of your father, right?
Yes, definitely. Yes, I had to take my. Go ahead.
Right, I hear you. So, according to their logic, Esau black. Esau black according to their logic, because his father's black. Period. No way you try to run and try to put it, try to say he red because he came out red. The white man is not even red, brother. The white man is not red. When they get angry, they get pink. So who these Grecians are? Earlier, I showed Amos chapter 1, verse 9, and how they try to say Edom is the Greeks, right?
Right.
And then they ran over to Joel chapter 3, verse 4 through 6, and they say over here it's still Edom, but they calling them they're calling them the Grecians. Let's see what the Bible say. Let's deal with the table of nations. I'm not going to no encyclopedia. I'm not going to that folly. I'm sticking with what the say. If that folly don't line up with the, I'm with it. So now, Genesis chapter 10, verse 1. This are Noah's generations, the table of nations. It says, now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto Shem were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Tyra. So remember these names. First, I want you to Javan. Look,
Javan.
and it says Japheth means what? To enlarge. To enlarge. But we gonna touch on that in a minute.
Japheth.
All right, so I'm in
How was Japheth enlarged? Japheth got enlarged by taking over people's lands.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, most def.
All right, so on the screen, can you see my screen?
Most def.
All right, so I clicked on
Japheth.
and as the brother said, it's 33:15. It means expansion. Japheth, a son of Noah, also his posterity, Japheth. Yes, it means expansion, and which is also to enlarge just as well. And then Javan, let's look at
Javan.
ooh-wee. 31:20. It's Javan, the name of a son of Joktan and of the race Ionians, Greeks, descended from him. Toy. And Javan is also a place in Arabia, which is Javan. You hear me, brother? Can you hear me? Yeah, you must have changed. You came in on another one.
Yeah, most def. But let's go to Javan. Let's see the location, or let's see who Javan is. Who comes from Japheth? It says descended from who? Killer. The Greeks.
All right, hold on. Yeah, let's look at that. Right. It says descend. As you can see, it says descended from him. I mean, it says that Javan, the name of his son of Joktan, of the race of Ionians, i.e. Greeks.
So now we have an understanding of that. So I just want you to go in that so we can get some, go into some scholar information to be able to break this down, to show you now who the Greeks are. We don't see no Esau there. We don't see that there. Clearly showing you in the table of nations and also historical facts that Javan comes from Japheth, and they are the Greeks, the Roman and Greeks. All right, so now, and I'm going to show you. It says Genesis chapter 10, verse 2. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, and Madai, and Javan, which are the Greeks, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Tyras. So now, remember those names. Let's go to Joel, where he tried to run to. Now we're going to the slave trade.
Can you see my screen?
Most def. All
right, cool.
All right, so now we're going to go to Joel chapter 3 and start at verse 4. It says, yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine, will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Yahudah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, which we clearly see as Japheth, which we clearly see as Javan. Let's continue. And that ye might remove them far from their border. So now we got to get the precept to this. We see the slave trade here. Now we have to get the precept to see by name who the Greeks are. That was within the slave markets. Let's go to Ezekiel. And this right here, they could never answer this. They ran from it. They ran from it. And they know why. They know why they ran. Because it don't line up with your doctrine. So Ezekiel chapter 27 and verse 12. It says, Tarshish was thy merchant, the reason of the multitude of all kind of riches with silver, iron, tin, and lead. They traded in thy fairs. Verse 13, Javan, Tubal, and Meshech, they were thy merchants. They traded the purses of men and vessels of brass in thy market. So now it gives you by name. According to Joel 3:6, who those Grecians are, it gives you by name. Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and they were thy merchants, lining up with the table of nations in Barashit or Genesis chapter 10, verse 2.
Definitely, brother. Definitely. It's definitely there. So, I mean, this is simple. Like, I mean, if they can't see this, I don't understand it. Like, this is clear. You know, he's given more than 2 or more 3 witnesses. You know, he's given more than 3 witnesses. The brother, I mean, what Sicarii? This is y'all burial, man. Y'all got buried. This brother buried y'all, man. You know, y'all got to go back to the drawing board and do a little bit more studying. You know, start pulling up them texts a little bit better and stop going by that doctrine that you've been indoctrinated by. It's time to come from up under that and come up under some teaching that y'all can see. This brother has clearly showed us today that the Arabs or the Edom is the Arabs. Anything else, brother, you want to speak on?
Most def. They even also talked about Mystery Babylon, you know, and that's why I stated, you know, I even showed them proof, you know, where Mystery Babylon is located. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 21. This is the fall of Babylon. This is future prophecy. And we're gonna give it to you by name, you know. So if you deny this, then you denying the book. If you deny this, then you saying Yah's a liar. If you deny this, then you saying Arabia is a metaphorical for America as well. So we're gonna get this scripture real quick. So it says Isaiah 21 verse 13. Matter of fact, we're gonna start at verse 11. It says, the burden of Duma, he calleth to me out of Seir, watchman of the night. The watchman said, the morning cometh, and also the night. If ye will inquire ye return come. The burden upon Arabia. Location. This is clearly talking about Saudi Arabia. When you deal with where Arabia is, it's clearly in Saudi Arabia, which is Mecca. This is facts. The burden upon Arabia in the forest of Arabia. Shall ye lodge, O ye traveling companies of Dedanium. The inhabitants of the land of Tima or Timan brought water to him that was thirsty. They prevented with their bread him that fled. So we clearly see right here where Mystery Babylon is located. Geographical locations is very important. So we even could get the scripture to show the Arabian ain't gonna pitch tent there. It's giving you by name who's dwelling there.
Right. And if you guys can look at my screen, can you hear me, brother?
Most def.
If you look at my screen to the right,
Duma,
the brother read Duma. Look what it says down here. A tribe in a region of Arabia. So, I mean, this is clear. The brother they're giving you Tema. We read that out yesterday. I mean, recently earlier, and we see that where Tema is also located at too, just as well. And so this is clear with this brother. Go ahead, brother. You want to jump over into what was it? I believe
Isaiah chapter 13, and we're gonna start at verse 19.
Isaiah 13.
And we're gonna read down to verse 20.
All right.
It says, Isaiah chapter 13, verse 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms. So we know what it's talking about. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency shall be as when Elohim overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. So we clearly see right here what it's referring to and what it's talking about location and who's within this land. But they believe America is Babylon. So once again, that's going against scripture. Everything they believe is over here in America. They say the white man's Esau is America. They say Babylon the Great is America. They make everything to be over here, but the Bible clearly shows you where the destruction is taking place. But now if we continue to read, it says, but the wild beasts of the desert shall lie there. Their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. The owls shall dwell there. The satraps there. And the wildlings shall cry in the desolate houses. And the dragons in their pleasant places. And her time is near to come. And her days shall not be prolonged. So we clearly see here in this scripture, it's talking about all the animals that dwell over there in Saudi Arabia desert. Let's go to Revelation. Through precept, we get understanding. Let's go to because now remember, these are all the unclean birds. Let's go to Revelation 15. Through that precept, we get understanding.
Yeah, Revelation
chapter 18.
All right.
And we're gonna start at verse 1. And he says, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from Shamaim, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. So now the birds that I just mentioned, and where? Birds I just mentioned in Isaiah is clearly the unclean over here. And we also Arabia.
Definitely. So I can see, I see my screen. We screen shared it. The brother's correct. Man, I mean, it's nothing else. I mean, I don't understand. It's clear, man. They just don't want to be obedient to what the text is saying. I've been telling these brothers for a long time who Esau was. You got the brothers coming out confirming it, as well as Carmelo confirming it, as well as the brother Nasi confirming it. So it is what it is. I mean, Either y'all gonna come up out of that camp doctrine, or you're gonna deal with the truth of what the text is saying. And with that being said, brother, hopefully we can get you back on here again, man, and to deal with some more, bring out some more information. But as you know, it's getting late, and do have to go to work tomorrow. So, brother, is there anything you want to say in closing, and let the people know where they can reach you at and where they can find you at? Do you have a YouTube page or anything, Facebook, or any information that you can give the people so they can basically get in touch with you?
Most def, my YouTube page. I got videos going on there almost every other day or every day. You can reach me at Awaken Ones. That's AWAKEN space ones ONES. I just wanted to clear up my name because I've been seeing certain people trying to throw trash on my the name Awaken Ones because they didn't have an understanding of it. But my name is basically referring to Awaken Ones, which meaning we are supposed to awaken the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So that's what the meaning of my name represent, that we are to awaken the lost sheep. And that's exactly what your brother Nasi is doing through the Ruach of the Most High. And also, you can find me on Facebook at Nasiy Mitsvah. That's NASIY NASI Mitzvah. MITVAH. That's Nasiy Mitzvah. Hey, appreciate for having me, my boy Ron, man. Appreciate it, bro. You a blessing, man. All praises to the Most High. Yahuwah willing that this word, these precepts, the scripture, this stuff reach those who are blindfolded. The veil comes off their eyes. The Most High, take off the hardening of their hearts like he did Pharaoh. A lot of our people got that hardened heart like he did Pharaoh, and he blindfolded them. They don't have eyes to see nor ears to hear. So Yahuwah willing, man, this pulls some people into the truth and to get away from those lies so you don't go into the ditch with them. So with that being said, shalom, my brothers and sisters. Love y'all.
As y'all can see, the brother teached and also proved that Esau is the herbs of what we see today. So with that being said, I just want to thank you guys for listening in that was out there. Hopefully we can get the brother back on. I deal with the same thing just as well as Esau being the herbs, but hopefully we can get you back on, brother, to discuss Daniel and also the book of Revelation, because those are one of my books.
Yeah, most definitely. I'll come back on the drop bread on that fourth beast. Most definitely. I've been going hard on it. So yeah, we're gonna do that.
Definitely. Then hopefully we can also get the brother Camelo and sit down and have a discussion concerning Daniel in the book of Revelations. With that being said, I just want to say peace to the family out there. May the Most High bless. Make sure you guys click and subscribe, and peace, and we out.